style of politics, and that is, well, if you people, if the rest of you are so ignorant that you couldn't make us realize our dream ticket in the fancy cabinet of, people who describe themselves as hardcore patriots, then you know what? I'm staying home. I'm boycotting. I'm going to vote. I'm going to write in Sarah Palin or Alan West, stuff like that. And this is not. There's also an article up on my website, friends.com. This is not fantasy football.
No.
This is, it's like your guy not making it to the American League All-Star team. So you root for the National League and hope that they win because your beloved, California Angel or Tampa Bay Ray or New York Yankees didn't make the team. Yeah, the stakes are much higher here. This is it. I mean, this is the election that will decide what our country becomes. And I am warning people to believe that what we need is to descend into the depth of darkness, into the depth of the destruction that will come to our constitutional form of government in order for, folks like us to finally have our way. You don't ascend from those depths politically and historically without decades of time, perhaps millions of lives in much blood spilled, in a situation that will never be what you thought it was.
That's exactly the point. And you mentioned if it gets to the level that these people believe that they can fight back from, it never has, folks. It never has. It's a fantasy. It's some sort of fantasy world you're living in. It doesn't work that way. The country changes forever, becomes something else. And now you have to explain, and I tell people all the time, Frank, now you've got to explain to your kids and your grandkids why you didn't do something, why you were smarter than everybody else, why you chose to be on the sidelines. And this is where and this is how they're going to live their lives out forever. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. You know what? No. Mitt Romney, my favorite choice, my first choice. No. You know what? Just not. And neither was John McCain last time. But you know what? Reality says that we've seen. You know what amazes me, Frank? We've seen almost 4 years of Barack Obama and Joe Biden. We've seen it. We've seen it right now. It's in our face. We've seen it. We're living it, and we're about to live through some more.
Yeah, one thing for your listeners, really, is I went to vote this morning here in Florida in our primaries, and the poll workers told me that they have never seen such. It's never been this empty. They have never seen so close to a break in a primary. I am begging people to get out there, and vote in this primary as though it's the general. Get yourself involved. You know what? People in a certain sense, people are. I believe that they're just politically exhausted. I mean, they've been through the bailouts. They've been through, General Motors. They've been through Obamacare. They've been through the apology tours overseas, second guessing of who we are as a nation. People have lived this. We are now, I am calling out people who are now, nobody owns the patent or the copyright on patriotism. And the Tea Party movement has been a phenomenally great thing for waking up people's significance of the timeless wisdom and value of this country's founding document.
Yes.
But there is no more stranglehold on patriotism and on the future of this country or ownership from people who call themselves patriots but refuse to participate now because it's not what they wanted. That, we may someday again in this country have the luxury to make those types of decisions at the ballot box. This is not one of them. And this is it. So my appeal to, my friends, colleagues in the party, and even Ron Paul's convinced that the only way to restore the system, I think, at this point, is, and most of them are convinced that it's already destroyed, that the Constitution doesn't exist, and that the United States ceased to exist as a country, I don't know, with the National Security Act of 1948 or something. But, you know, you can't have it both ways. You can't decry what we lost, and then refuse to take the steps to regain it at all. So there we have it.
I appreciate that. Again, ever eloquent. Because for me, it's very frustrating. For me, it's frustrating because you're right. People are trying to have it both ways. You can't say it's all over and it's done with, and then and then self-label yourself a patriot that sits on the sideline. You know, you just can't have it both ways. The idea of patriots, especially the patriots that we're talking about, are people who basically didn't have a backup plan. Their plan was to go forward or die. That was their plan. Losing wasn't an option. You know what? Because if they lose, even the people at the generals, they go back to England and they get hung. There was no plan B. There was no sitting on the sidelines. And this is a situation that no one's ready to hang us from trees. No one's ready to drag us off anywhere. But the fact of the matter is that if each and every one of us don't get involved at the deepest level we can, and at the deepest level we can is actually participating in an election, I don't think that's very much to start with. I don't think that doesn't qualify me as a patriot because on some random Tuesday I decided to go vote. That doesn't qualify me as a patriot. You know what? That just qualifies me as a regular citizen doing the things that as a citizen I should be doing. So, you know what?
I feel, I get very frustrated, and, you've heard some of this from me lately, but, like I said, God loves the people. I think it's one of the most exciting things to happen politically in this country in many, many years. But, gaining a deeper understanding of the founding documents of this country and going somewhere in your adult life, discovering for the first time perhaps, or maybe rediscovering that, wow, this is some pretty neat stuff. Man, these guys really had it going on. They cracked the code. They combined several thousand years of cumulative classical education and Western philosophical development, Christianity, and they brought it together at a time and a place that is sacred. And I have discovered that, and I believe it's a great thing. And therefore, I'm a patriot because that excites me. But, you are a patriot. You're a citizen. You're excited by what this country means and represents. Willie, I have telling people, listen, this is it. It's Romney Ryan, on Facebook and other places. Literally call me a communist. Literally call me a communist because I am asking for within the Tea Party and within the Ron Paul movement get on board this and support these people. I don't flag this. It's just the way my life worked out. I was in the Navy for 23 years. Mm-hmm. I've been to 4 combat zones in my life. I was defending this country. I was defending this country with other people who gave much more than I did. So I was out here keeping the Soviet Union from attacking this country at a time when we thought the war between us and the Soviets could happen tomorrow. Patrolling on Navy ships in the northern Pacific Ocean off the coast of the Soviet Union back in the 1980s. So I don't need to be lectured on what it means to be a patriot by somebody who joined the Tea Party government.
Amen.
The most important thing that we need to do right now is just put all of this aside and take the one action that will guarantee this country does not change forever, and that is to vote for Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan.
That's it. I mean, it's real simple. It's real simple. Frank, I know you got to get out of here. Hey, listen, tell folks what you do, where they can hear you, where they can see your posts. Tell them all about you. You got about 2.5 minutes. Go.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity, Willie. I am, of course, I'm for here in the Tampa Bay area every Sunday before on 970 WFLA, and they can find me. Folks can find me on Facebook. Just search my name, Frank Lugo, W-U-C-O, all one word, Frank Lugo. And also
right, awesome. Listen, you've got access to a gentleman that we might need to talk to at some point too. You might need to give that guy a call. I haven't heard from him in a while. I want to see what he's up to. He's been way too quiet. So we need to get him on here before too long. Yeah, that Fuad guy. Yeah.
I know who you're talking
I'm worried. You know what? When I don't hear from him, I kind of get worried. All right, listen, Frank. Thanks again for coming on. I appreciate it greatly, man. I do. Listen, again, God bless you, and hope to we'll hook up sometime during the convention week. I'll have you on. We're gonna be on Radio Row. Yay! So hopefully.
Absolutely. And Willie, the thing that Joe Biden just said a couple days ago about banking and chains, you need to make a big issue of that. That's one of the most disgusting, disgraceful things I can remember in modern history.
He's awful.
Compare what is happening in banking to the suffering of slavery is one of the most morally depraved things I've heard a politician say.
Well, you know, that's exactly true, and we will definitely address that this week, no doubt. Listen, again, thanks again, Frank. We appreciate you greatly.
Thanks, brother.
All right, peace, man.
Bye.
Bye. All right, that's my friend Frank Wuko. Frank is a freaking bomb. That's all there is to it. He is a freaking bomb, and we appreciate him greatly. Listen, when we get back, we're going to take a call from. I've got somebody who's hailing the SOS from the United Socialist Republic of Connecticut. He's hailing an SOS. When we get back, we're going to hear from our friend Robert. Again, you know, the idea is, here's the deal. Like it, don't like it, love it, don't love it. It's Mitt Romney or it's Barack Obama. It's Mitt Romney or it's Barack Obama. It's 4 more years of Barack Obama, or it's Mitt Romney and a Congress that we have control over. What do you want? What the hell do you want? We'll be right back.